White House COVID czar Jeff Zients announcing that the COVID cases in the United States have jumped 10% this week alone, driven by what the CDC called today the hypertransmissible Delta variant, which is already proving to be a huge threat to those who are not vaccinated. It comes just as singles ready to race back out into the world are flooding dating apps. One in particular is garnering massive increased volume. Coffee Meets Bagel. It's fast becoming the hottest dating app in part for one unique aspect involving the pandemic. Joining us live, co-founder and chief dating officer of Coffee Meets Bagel, Dawoon Kang. Dawoon, great to see you. Thank you very much. To this breaking news about the Delta variant and the fact that the White House and the administration is going to send out new teams of people to try and figure out where the hotspots of the Delta variant are. Your dating app was the first to let users share vaccine status. What kind of increased interest have you been seeing since this highly contagious Delta variant began rearing its head?
I mean, this vaccination and COVID-19, we knew that it was a very serious topic for our daters for a long time. We've been surveying our daters consistently since COVID-19 started in last year, March. And time again and again, majority of our daters, over 80% of our daters have told us that if their dates don't take COVID-19 seriously, then it's a deal breaker for them. And I think, with the news like this that's coming out today, it's more truly something that, daters have to keep in mind. Well, the reason why we actually started adding the vaccination profile badge in our profile is because since last year, October, we've been seeing more and more mentions of the word vaccine on our profile and chats, clearly indicating that it's a topic that is very important to our daters. In fact, we saw about 220% increase in the mentions of those words. And we also knew that it was a topic that's a little bit sensitive for people to be talking about, particularly with people you haven't even met, right? To ask, hey, what is your vaccination status? But it is very important topic for our own health and for public health to be able to talk about that, which is why we were the first dating app to add our daters' ability to express what their vaccination status is, and including if they don't plan to get vaccinated, that's an option to there as well.
Talk about your numbers, your subscriber numbers, your customer numbers of people, the daters who come on the site, and what you've been seeing since the lockdowns were listed and we're seeing this reopening. I mean, obviously, there's a ton of competition out there. Bumble just went public. Mm-hmm. You've got Match Group, which owns Tinder, and they're all trying to move forward, too, in many different ways. Right. So how do you stay relevant, when you've got Bumble, for example? Oh, and by the way, the new dating startups in the last 2 years, something like 50 of them. So what are you guys doing to stay ahead of the pack?
Yeah, so just to answer your first question about what COVID has done for our numbers. Well, when the COVID-19, first onset came on, everybody was freaking out, right? And so we definitely saw a dip in our signups. If you weren't somebody who was dating, that was probably not the first thing that you were thinking about when you're worried about your own health, your family's health, your job. And so we, went through a rough patch. Started seeing some increase over time as people kind of got adjusted to it. This quarter, because of the vaccination rollout and the excitement around the hot back summer, we've seen an over 30% increase in user sign-up. So that's been really, really strong. So really, on the business impact side, it kind of is an ebbs and flow, depending on what the COVID-19, the situation is. Now, with the when we surveyed our daters last month, about 6,000 CNB daters, already 90% of them were either fully vaccinated or at least partially vaccinated. So it's been a very widely, adopted. And because of that, people are feeling a lot more optimistic about dating. Well, now with this new strain, it's going to throw a little bit of a wrinkle. But that's kind of how it's been on the business side. On the longer term, answering your questions about how do we actually stay relevant with the competition, Coffee Meets Bagel is not a dating app for every single out there. It really is a dating app for people looking for long-term relationship, truly a long-term, genuine partnership. And in that sense, COVID-19 has been really good for us in that it's actually made a lot of daters think harder about what they want in a relationship.
yeah.
68%. Yeah, like a lot of people have told us that they're thinking harder and they're more open and honest about what they really want in their relationship.
Okay. Dawoon, we got to end it there with all the breaking news.
Okay.
But Coffee Meets Bagels, Dawoon Kang, please join us again. I bet you guys are going to go public one of these days. We are coming